Alrighty, let's see if we're working. We look like we're working to me, so that's pretty good. Alrighty. Well, I bought something else I probably shouldn't have. It looked really cool, and little tanks looked like fun to paint. So I figured I would unbox it since I missed stream yesterday. I have been in and out of the little Kaiser urgent cares with a giant ear infection and a ruptured eardrum. So pardon that. But I struggled my dumb ass down to town to go play my first game of Fallout Wasteland Warfare yesterday. While I was there, I wanted to pick up something, because the store let us play and all. So I usually like to buy something, at least like a couple pots of paint or something, you know. I was looking at all the Warhammer stuff, and I was like, it's pretty neat. That's kind of cool, and this is neat, and that's neat. And I looked at all the Flames of War starter boxes, and I'm always kind of blown away by like the cost difference in these kind of things, right? So this is the Clash of Steel starter box for Flames of War. This is a whole German army and a whole Russian army, and it's the same price as like a box of troops, like just like a box of like 5 guys for Warhammer. So this is $60, and you'll see everything that comes in it. It's kind of crazy. It's also kind of shiny. I'm catching all the light on the camera, so let me take off this stupid plastic. Oh, you can see it a little better, because the box art's kind of neat. It's kind of weird too. It's got some strange proportions in it, but it's kind of cool. We got some Russian tanks over here and some Russian troops. Got a dude with a PPSH. And due to the stick grenade, and we got a dead Russian and a dead Nazi. And we got some, it looks like SS guys with the German assault rifle there. Another stick grenade. We got a MP40, a Panzerschreck. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty darn cool stuff. And for the price of a box of 5 troops, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Nazi tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Russian tanks, and 3 Russian armored cars, and then like 50 troops on each side. It's kind of crazy, the amount of stuff that's in this box. I mean, there's even a little call out at the bottom that's like, you get all of this. It's pretty crazy. I picked up one of these before, before the beginning of the new year. I haven't actually built any of it yet. So I think maybe we'll do a little bit of the building for some of this today too. Maybe we'll build one of the little tanks today, because I think painting little tanks sounds like fun. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. So it says you get a company HQ Late Panther tank, 2 regular Late Panther tank, 2 Panzer IV tank hunters, which I think are these. These look like Jagd Panzers to me. Which I guess is a Panzer IV tank hunter, but this looks like a Jagd Panzer to me. And then it says you get a Jagd Tiger tank hunter, which I think is this, but this looks like a King Tiger to me. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm definitely wrong, because the hull's like built in. It's not a movable turret. And the King Tiger has a movable turret. And you get a shit ton of dudes. And then you get 1 T-34 command tank, 3 T-34 regular tanks, 2 IS-2 tanks, which I think are these guys back here in the thing. 2 ISU-122 assault guns, which I think are those. Three BA-64 armored cars. Bing, bing, bang. Maybe these are the assault guns. Maybe these are the... Yeah. And you get 35 Russians. Anyway, let's crack it open. You get a ton of stuff. It's really cool. So the other one I picked up was a box called Hit the Beach. Ooh, buddy. And it's all plastic. God damn. So good. Oh, in the box it just smells great. So good. Alright, let's see what we get. Oh, it's even all colored. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, so this is one of the little armored cars. So that's pretty cool. It looks like the turret even moves. And it looks like the turret has a gun choice. So it looks like we can actually choose which gun goes on the turret. That's not crazy at all for something this tiny. Jesus. Well, let's see. We should have 3 of those. So that's 1, 2. There should be a third one. Okay. And then I guess this is something with an option. See, there's different turrets. Definitely a Russian tank with how far forward the turret is placed. Sorry, the ruptured eardrum sucks. It's a bad time. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's a really bad time. Some kind of Russian tank for sure with how you get some kind of turret option there. So that's pretty cool. Alright, looks like we get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Maybe it's the same chassis to build different versions, maybe? And then we get... Oh man, some kind of like universal like a supply sprue, maybe? With like side armor, treads, all kinds of different barrels for different millimeter guns. Different tank mantles. That's cool as hell. You get 4 of those, so I guess those go with our boys here. You get 4 of those so they can have different millimeter guns and stuff. And then you get 4 of these. These look like they have different hall mounted guns there. You can see the little machine guns there. Wow. Look at the detail. Look at the detail in the running gear and all. That's crazy. So you get 2, 3, 4 of those as well. It's like treads, a body, and then like extra supply sprues. And you get 2 of these, which I think are those like kind of mobile gun. They look more like the tank, anti-tank things, but it looks like it has 3 different barrels. Look at that. That's cool. It's got 3 different barrels on there. That's super cool. Oh, look at that. Okay. 2 different chassis, 1 turret, 2 different gun mantles, 2 different barrels. What's the difference in the chassis? Very slight difference in the front. We're talking like extremely slight difference in the front. Interesting, like slightly different sloping in the armor. God damn, okay. That's all just the Russian tanks. Oof, okay. Let's see what we get. Oh, here's one of the machine guns that bounced off one of the spurs. And then we get some kind of tank commanders there. Pretty cool. And then, oh shit, we get dice. Themed colored dice for each faction. A whole bunch of them. Yeah, you get 10 dice a side, matching colors. That's super cool. Yeah, let's look at some of the dudes and then we'll go through the German tanks. Let's see, what are these? These are Nazis. Oh wow, look at that fucking detail. These guys are very similar to the guys from the other box. I don't know if they're the same. I don't know the model sculpts that well to tell you if they're the same. But yeah, look at him with the little Panzer Schreck. Look at the guy with the MG42. Look at the guy with the pistol. Wow, the guy carrying the ammo. The guy throwing the grenade. Wow, the sculpts there are fantastic. And I'm assuming... Yeah, okay. So you get two sprues of that. That's fair. There's a lot of variation in that. So I don't mind having duplicate there. And so much detail. And then what is this? This is more tank commanders. This one looks like German tank commanders. The other one is Russian tank commanders. Yeah, this one's Germans. So it looks like 11 different German tank commanders. Totally different. And the other one is 4 different Russian tank commanders. These guys are probably not hard plastic. They look like they might be some kind of like rustic resin. The Russian tank commanders are. Alright, what is this? Our bases. So since the little troopers, they have the little puddle on their base. Their puddle base flips into these and just plops right in. So that's pretty cool. And then what do we have here? Is this the Russian troops? Oh, it is. That's cool. Oh, is there a commandant with a bullhorn? There he is. That's cool. That's super cool. Oh, and there's a big mounted Maxim gun. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, look at that. So there's a guy feeding the Maxim gun. It might not actually be a Maxim gun, but it's that kind of gun. So, excuse me if it's not actually a Maxim gun, but it's that kind of like wheeled big fucking machine gun. I don't actually know a lot of the Russian equipment. A couple guys with rifles, guy throwing a grenade. We got a guy with a PPSH, guy with a pistol, pointing guy. I love the commandant with the bullhorn. That's so good. That's super cool. Yeah, that's good shit. And I'm assuming we have 2 sprues of that. Yeah, we do. Okay, so 2 duplicate sprues. So we're going to get 2 of those machine guns to go in these troops, which is pretty cool. I have no idea how these troops go together, so hopefully the included leaflet will tell us. But we still have way more shit to look at, so let's do that. We still have all the Nazi tanks still to look at. Alright, so let's see what we got. Let's see. Here is one of the tanks. Does it say which one? This is a Panzer III. That's pretty cool. No, this is a Panzer IV. I can read Roman numerals, I swear. It's pretty cool. So it looks like the side armor's optional, which is nice. so we don't have to put that on. That's pretty cool. So also it looks like we'll be able to like beat that up if you want, so you can have them all like battle damaged and knocked to hell. So it looks like we get 2 of those. There we go. And then we got some treads here. Treads, barrels, tracks, pipes, side gear, side armor. I'm assuming this is for the Panthers because this looks like Panther equipment. Yeah, the side armor looks like Panther gear to me. Does it say? It says BM08. That's not helpful. Oh, wait, no, does it say down here? This is really hard to see on the yellow plastic. It says Battlefront Miniatures. No, okay. But we get 3 of those. Bing, bang, boom. So yeah, so those have to be for the Panthers. And then we get... Boop, 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 boop. We get what looks a lot like a stug. Could I build these as stugs if I wanted? I wonder if I'd have the option to build these as stugs or if I could build them as Panthers. That's kind of cool if I want to build a stug instead. Yeah, we got some different barrels there, a bunch of undercarriage, a bunch of little extra stuff to put on them. There's lots of nice little extra little bits and stuff you're going to be able to put on all the tanks to make them really unique. And it looks like we got 3 of those. These look like Panthers to me, or it looks like they could be Stugs. One of the 2. Yeah. And then we got this guy, which is that Yagged Tiger, which is the big like anti-tank guy, I guess, which is pretty cool. Boom. Pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. He has really tight treads. Look at the treads on that. God, there's basically like no return wheels on that. It's basically just the road wheel. Look at that. That's crazy. Also, look at the fucking diameter on that barrel compared to all the other barrels we've seen. That's nuts. Alright. Let's see what we got. We got a core rules booklet telling us how to play Flames of War. Quick start thing. How to do tanks and rifle platoons and armor saves and what happens when our guys get out of the tanks. And this booklet is very confusing. How it works. It's like a weird spread thing. That's kind of strange. I guess it's so you can like lay it out on the table. So I guess that's kind of handy. Like I guess it's so you can like put it like that. So that's pretty handy, I guess. And then we got Guards Hero Motor Rifle Company. That is a Maxim gun. I thought it was. Alright, go me. Alright. That is a Commissar. Alright, cool. Cool. That's, you know, that's credit to how good their sculpting is. That noob like me that doesn't really know this stuff could look at this and be like, oh, that's a Maxim gun, you know. That's a Commissar. Like, good job. Also, it's really handy that they tell you what guys go in what teams. That's really handy. That's super handy. Alright, let's see. T-34 tank. Can have an 85mm or a 65mm turret. The little guy, the little truck, can have a different turret as well. The Issue can have an open or closed turret. And you can have a shit ton of fuel or no fuel. They got a whole bunch of options. It's cool. And then we got the options for the Germans. And they can have, there's a unit leader party. And MG-34 teams. When dudes shooting Panzerfausts. Nice. Alright, so it shows you how to do everything, which is pretty good. Yeah, it shows you how to do everything really well, which is nice. It's interesting, it's not showing you putting the side armor on the Panthers. Panthers do have an option for side armor. But it's not showing that option of putting the side armor on the Panthers. Oh wait, no it is. There it is, right there. Yeah, it's actually, it's down here in the instructions. It's just not in the finished picture. Interesting. Well, they didn't mark it as optional. Weird. Because it is an optional step. Very strange. Anyway, let's look at the rest of our paperwork, and then we're going to build one of these suckers. I'm going to build one of the tanks. Let's see. We get... Oh, man, this book is beat to hell. Oof. What happened to you, my friend? You got beat to shit. But... full rules for every faction and for the entire game. All right, I just want to point this out. $60. You get all of this. A quick start guide. The entire rulebook. Cards. Dice. $60. I just want to point that out, okay? Like, it's I think, like, conceptually it's worth pointing out, right? This is a fucking stack of plastic, right? It's like over a dozen goddamn tanks and over 50 troops and the fucking rulebook. Anyway. All right, I'll get off my horse now. I just wanted to point it out. You know, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Anyway. Let's see. Soviets in Berlin. A bunch of stats for them. Soviets in Germany. No, Germans in Berlin. I can read. Sorry, the antibiotics make me, like, more tired than normal, because I'm usually pretty tired, but just with, like, stupid disability, but I'm, like, mega fucking tired with antibiotics. Panzer Grenadier, late platoon. There we go. Let me get... the Panzer 3, Panzer 4 I can read. Tank Hunter. The Late Panther. Another Late Panther. The Jagd Tiger. Or Yacht Tiger. The Issue 122. weird looking tank. It kind of looks like it has a clown face and the turret's a nose. The T-34, like the famous Russian tank. I think they are still using those in Ukraine. Issue 2. Cute little armored car. Little rifle company. And then T-34. So what do I plan to do with a lot of these guys? Oh, to be completely honest, I don't plan on playing Flames of War. I hear it's a pretty decent game, but I don't really plan on playing it. What I plan on doing is I plan on using these minis to play big games of one-page rules, using like World War II armies. So I can play a really big game on a 2x2 using one-page rules, and have like a dozen tanks on the table, where normally you just would not be able to do that on a 2x2. But if I shrink the scale, it should work really well. And then like when I want to do like bigger kind of, or like, you know, kind of like Spec Ops kind of things, right? I can shift to my 28mm World War II stuff and play like more skirmish style sized games of World War II stuff, still using the same one-page rules stuff at that scale. So I can kind of go from the large battle things with like these kind of giant force fights to these much smaller battles, kind of like, and set them in like in the same campaign, sort of. But be able to have like these big like sieges and stuff, right? Using these kind of smaller minis. That's kind of my idea. Plus, I've been really enjoying painting the World War II stuff. I don't know. I think it's like getting older thing, but it's really scratched. It's really scratched like an itch. Doing the like kind of like sci-fi version of World War II, right? Like having like zombies and werebears and all that kind of stuff with it is really like kind of, I don't know. It's really like really. It's been like. It's been interesting because like learning the history has been really cool, and then also getting to mix in the sci-fi, right? Like my inter-allied forces for my British, right, which are like Polish forces, like they have a fucking mech, right? Like I painted up a little robot for them, you know, and my actual British forces have like automatons, you know, and my Germans have like werewolves that are painted like German shepherds and stuff. It's just really fun, and it's cool, right? So I kind of want to take that same kind of flavor and stuff and bring it to this, but use these smaller scale minis to have these kind of big battles, right? Be able to have these kind of like big siege kind of things, because I think that's just super cool, right? Like, and be able to play that on like my spinny 2x2 board, I think will be kind of cool on the channel. Ugh. All right, so let's actually build one of these tanks up, because I think that'll be fun. And I haven't built one of these yet, so let me figure out where my glue went. There it is. And we can see how one of these builds, right? Because I've been being like, man, look at all this stuff you get, but if what they give you is crap, it definitely doesn't look like crap. But if what they give you is crap, then, I mean, it doesn't matter how much crap they give you, right? Alright, so let's see. Let's build one of these things that I think it's a Jag Panther, but they say it's a Panzer 470. This only looks like a couple of pieces. Now, this doesn't feel like GW plastic. This feels a lot more like Gunpla plastic. which I actually like. It feels a little bit harder. So that's kind of interesting. If you've ever built a Gunpla and you know the difference, because like GW plastic is actually very soft. So when you go through it with nippers, it actually behaves slightly differently. This feels a lot harder. This feels a lot more like Gunpla plastic. But you can still see it has a lot of those tiny, tiny, tiny details. Like you can see the rivets and stuff. Right? So this to me actually looks a lot more like a Gunpla than like a GW model. Alright, so let's see. We need to clip out our little tank boy here. Yeah, there's even clips like Gunpla plastic. So if you've ever built a Gunpla, this is going to feel really familiar to you. Way more than building a Warhammer model. And we'll clip out his little side armors. And this feels so much like Gunpla plastic. I'm assuming this is going to go right together with glow. Okay, there we go. Boop, boop. And then we need... Let's see. And then we need his butt. Here's the butt. And we're going to need the treads. Oh, we got just pure beard cam there. Let me try to get my beard off the camera a little. So, yeah. 0 out of 10. If you ever have the option to have a ruptured eardrum, would not recommend. Not a good time. It's not a good time. It's also, not fun, because sometimes you can hear and sometimes you can't, but you have a constant ringing all the time and nobody understands that. So the minute you hear somebody, they're like, oh, you can hear again and it's perfectly fine, and they think they can talk normally, and then you can't hear 10 seconds later and you're like, what? And they're like, wait, what? Yeah, it's very frustrating. I went into work for a whole week with it without realizing what it was. I just had this pain in my ear. I was trying to figure it out, because the first time I went in, they just told me my ear canal was swollen. Yeah, it wasn't that. I had a massive infection and a ruptured eardrum. It was not a fun time. Okay, so let's see. These armor things go in the back. You got nice little... Oh, that fits so good. Oof. Just a little worried that wouldn't fit very well. That fits like a fucking dream. Oh. Fuck yeah. All right. That's what I want. Oh my god, the pieces are even individually scored. Okay, so I probably didn't point this out. Let me grab one of the other ones. One of the sides has 3 tags. Hello, 8-bit origins. Thank you for rating me. I hope your party people enjoy watch me build little tanks and complain about my ruptured eardrum. Alright, so look at this, right? This is so good. This is such good engineering. 3 marks, right? Bing, bang, boom. 2 marks. Boop, boop. Oh, it's going pretty good. I am really enjoying building these tiny little tanks. They are super cool. But how good is that, right? So it's impossible to put the treads on backwards because the treads will not fit on the wrong side. Just great engineering. Nice. That's fun. Well, I hope you were enjoying painting. This is a good bit different from 40K, but we're still roughly in the realm of wargaming. God, but that engineering is so great. Oh, it fits together like a dream. So wonderful. All right, so let's see. It gets this butt plate. Yeah, this stuff really is. It's very Gunpla-like. Like if you just saw right there, right? I hit it with my nail and it removed the mark. Not like 40K tanks where you have to build the tracks yourself. No, not with these smaller ones. With these 15mm tanks, the treads come pretty much all pre-built like this. With the bigger ones like this guy, so this is a bolt action tank. Usually you have to build them yourself. So you usually have to put the treads together because they're 28mm. But with the 15mm stuff, it all just comes pre-assembled, which is really nice. So, yeah, this stuff is really Gunpla-like, which is fucking awesome. Alright. So, looks like the butt plate just clicks in there. Oh, and it just fits so perfectly again. Alright. Yeah, these little tanks are a fucking dream. Oh my god, they're so good. Oh, I almost didn't want these to be as nice to build as they are. Like, I kind of wanted these to be crap, to be honest, because, like, getting this whole starter box for $60 and having them be this nice, it's, like, dangerous. Oh, that's really good. That's super good. All right. So there we go. So these are our optional side armors. We'll put those on after we put on the top. So the top should go on like that. Oh, it just clicks in. Oh, it just fits so. God, man. Why are these so nice? Like, all the pieces make sense. There's no weird, like, slices. It all just, like, fits together. Any of the weird nubs you can just pick off with your nail. Oh, the detail's awesome. Ah, it's so good. So good. Alright, so let's see. We have some extra bits of track we can put on to here in the back. And then we have these side armors we can put on. And then we need to do the gun mantle. And then we need to pick a cannon. So it can have the big long one or the short one. The instructions say to go with the big long one. So we'll do one with the big long one. They probably have different rules, but I'll probably end up building one of each. Just because that's the kind of person I am, you know? Just so I can model each one. Because again, I'm probably not actually going to use these for bolt action. Not bolt action. Flames of War. I'm probably actually going to use these for one-page rules. Just so I can play out like a massive, just gigantic, enormous game. You know? But play it out at a smaller scale. There we go. And then, let's see. So this little piece here, that one, this is for holding the barrel up when it's like not in combat. So that the barrel doesn't go when it's driving around. It's like a barrel bipod where it like holds itself up. It's kind of cool. Alright, so let's see what else we have on here as options. Because there's some extra pieces on here. And I'm curious what they are. So we have an extra barrel and like mantle there. I've dropped you a follow, my friend, but I'm off to bed now, so I hope you have a good stream. Okay, thank you. I hope you have a good evening. It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon here in Hawaii, so I am far from going to bed. But I hope you have a good day. And then we have this piece here. Okay, so this. Alright, so that's it out on the sprue. So what do we have left? We have this piece here, which is an alternate pipe for the back. So maybe for some different piece for the back here. So if you don't want the two pipes, you can have this piece instead. And then there's an alternate smaller cannon. And then it looks like this piece of tread here. No, this always goes here in the back, it looks like. Looks like that always goes there. Okay. Alright, so let's finish putting her together. Let's see, this goes... No. Oh, wow, okay. That's nice and easy. So when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, my parents would take me to this like warfare museum. It was in Aberdeen, Maryland, which is on the mainland. And outside of the museum, they used to have all these like tanks just kind of like sitting outside. You could go and walk around and look at them all. It was like my favorite part. It was really cool. And I think anytime I do any of the like this World War II stuff, I think I have like some like nostalgia hit. Oh God, okay. So no, okay. I think I have some kind of nostalgia hit from doing that as a kid. I think it comes to me. You know, because like I was a little kid. Like I don't remember what tanks I saw and stuff, you know. But God, it was really cool. There we go. Let's see. This is the front gun mantle. You can put that on. Oop. Oh, I will put it on backwards. All right. There we go. So even that's keyed, so you put it on right. See how it like fits into that little niche there? Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Alright, and then we put our big gun on the front. Like that. Huzzah. But yeah, the Warfare Museum was really cool. Had all these like exhibits of like how punji traps work and all these different guns and stuff. And outside there was just all these tanks. Out here in Hawaii, when my family came to visit, we went to the air Air Force Museum, Air something museum, and it was very cool. It had a very similar vibe. And you just kind of like walk around and look at all the planes and read about them and stuff. It's really neat. If you have anything like that around you, wherever you live, I would highly recommend it. Now, this could just be a getting older thing, right? Like, 5 years ago, I wasn't as interested in any of this stuff as I am now, but I am much more enjoying it now. All right, let's put that little bit of a track on the back. So we don't have to put this piece on. This is an optional piece. Now, does the track go in or out? Does it go like this? Is that track facing out or the track facing in? Track facing out, okay. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Okay, now we have the optional side armor here. Does this go into the running gear? No, right? This can't go into the running gear. That can't be right. Right? Oh, I guess it does. Okay. Yeah, weird. Okay. Not expecting that. That's very strange. I expected it to, like, I don't know, do something that wasn't that, I guess. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, if we push it all the way in, it's really, really tight on the tread. But if I, like, cheat and put it a little bit out, I think that looks better. I mean, that would not be how this actually attaches, like in real life, but I think it produces a nicer looking result. So that's what we're going to do. Which is probably going to trigger somebody, but I think it will make a nicer looking result. Right, so it sits out a little bit, I think, which will look cooler. Because after this is all done setting and drying and stuff, I'm going to come back and I'm going to chew up all this armor, the same way I chew up all the armor in my, like, bolt action tanks. So I'm going to, like, come back and I'm going to pull and cut pieces out of it and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of looks all beat up. But yeah, if we put it, I connect it up inside the wheel. That's definitely not how it's supposed to connect. But it, I think, produces a nicer looking result. Yeah, I think that makes a nicer looking result. Because then it sits out from the tank a little. It isn't just like as flush of a block. You get a little bit of like detail, like space in between and all, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah. Man, that's a really nice little model. Look at that. Right, that's pretty cool, right? You compare it to a big bolt action tank. That's pretty darn cool. Right, like just rolling along. That's pretty sweet. So you get 6 of these, and then 11 Russian tanks, and then 50 troops. A rulebook and dice for $60. So pretty crazy, pretty awesome, really. And this thing went together great, and it looks really good. I'm gonna have to find a base to match the bases that I can 3D print, because I hate vehicles not on bases. It like triggers the fuck out of me. So I'm gonna have to find a base for this thing and 3D print it out. But yeah, so I've been streaming for an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for watching. This stuff is super cool. These boxes are just wonderful. Just so wonderful. I cannot sing their praises enough. But I'm going to call it there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good one. And keep on keeping on.